Okay, well, welcome to a short tutorial on the Lunar Observation Project. Now, many of you will find this to be one of the most fascinating parts of the course. It's your chance to do actual observations and record data and then analyze it, just like an astronomer would do. That's part of the intent. The other is to get you to better understand the phases of the moon, how they change with time, and the difference of moonrise over the cycle. The lunar cycle is just shy of 28 days, so I want you to look at the moon, observe the moon every other night for a month. Okay, so 30 days every other month. That's about 15 observations. You have to be careful because the moon is not always up at night. Sometimes it's up during the day. You probably have seen that in the past, but you might not have correlated how that worked. So here's your chance to learn all that. You're going to learn it by observing. So two things you have to do at first. Figure out, print out. Now I've printed for you for September moonrise and moonset times because you have to look between the time it rises and when it sets. Okay. Now there's a couple hyperlinks in the syllabus that you can get the other months, October and into November if you wait that long. And then you also have to get the tidal information. Okay, so you pick a spot in Florida, your favorite vacation on the coast, either coast, doesn't matter. Maybe try to look for a latitude roughly equal to Avon Park or where you live, but it doesn't really matter. It can be anywhere. Then what I want you to do is you have to get the tidal predictions for the highest high tide and the lowest low tide for the days that you observe. Now here's a caution. They don't usually give historical data, so they only give going into the future. So you have to get this up front. This project, the things that most students have told me is do it early. Start early because it's going to take you a while to figure out how to do it and what you're doing. Once you get into it, it should go like clockwork, but it does involve, looking either sometimes in the early morning, sometimes at night. All right? It shouldn't affect your social life, but it will a few minutes. Maybe you can get a friend or a family member to do it with you. I've given you on the last page a nice data collection sheet, which you can just print off several times. And so you need 4 of those, and that should be plenty for your observations. In the 6-page instructions, which you can print right from D2L, I've detailed each part of it with a little bubble, and I've explained what I'm looking for in those to help guide you along. Naturally, if you have any questions after you've read this, email me or call me, and I'll be glad to help you. So there are 3 parts to the project. The third part must be submitted in a Dropbox. It must be. That's one way I know you're done, but it's also to know that you know how to use the Dropbox. And it's so much easier for me to grade. If you can put the whole project in there, that's great. Now, the first part is your data observation sheets. Now, when you get done with those, print them out and write on them. You can either, do them graphically on the computer. That could take a while. You could scan them in. You could mail them to me. You could just drop them off in my office. If you live in an outlying campus, just take it to the front office and ask them to send it to me through the intercampus mail, and I will get it in a day or two. And they will date time stamp it so that I know you got it in on time. The second part is to make a table first of the tidal differences, the highest high tide, the lowest low tide for each day that you observe, and then take the difference. The second part of that is to make a graph. Now, it's great if you do it in Microsoft Excel, and I've given you a step-by-step instruction sheet how to do that if you'd like. If you don't feel comfortable graphing with the calculator or with the computer, that is okay. Just take a piece of paper and a pencil or a crayon or anything and map it out. But I want you to show the different points for the days you observed, okay, and indicate there the phase of the moon. All right? And then the third part is to look back at your data sheets as well as your graph and, try to make sense of that, to analyze the data. So to help you along, I've given some questions. And if you just answer those questions, you will do fine. But be sure you answer each one of them, okay, by looking at your data. And if you can't make heads or tails out of it, make a note or see maybe you recorded something in error. So the project is due by the end of week. Well, check in your syllabus, okay, because I change this every once in a while. But if you submit it a week early or at least a week early, okay, you will get a 10% bonus. So it's worth 150 points. This is a grade and a half. So you really want to do this because it could take you from from a C all the way to an A, okay, because there's a full 150 points out of the total of 1,000. So and you'll get 10%, so you'll get 15 points on top of whatever score you get just by turning it in early. If you do a really good job on it, and I can see you put some extra effort, and, and it's nice, neat, easy to understand, and you went above and beyond just the strict requirements of the project, I'll give you extra credit points, okay? And those can be, of up to 10% or so. So good chance for you to get a good chunk of, and this can really help your grade. It could raise you up a lot. Likewise, though, if you don't do it, it's going to significantly impact your grade. And be sure you don't miss the deadline, because that's where points start really accumulating. At the end, I get busy having to do your grades. I don't have time to take late ones, so I really won't take it late. There is a nice scoring rubric in the instruction sheet that tells you what I'm looking for, so you'll know why I'm taking off points. And so look through this. I wish you luck. Have fun. Start early, please. Remember, if nothing else you remember from this short video, start early. Have fun. I think you will enjoy this project. Most students tell me that they do. It's one of the highlights of the course. So good luck to you. Goodbye.